Will Dexter Original Sin's Gio Martino be revealed to actually be Hector Estrada's son? Let's get into it. I'm Pamela, welcome back to the channel. Today I have yet another Dexter Original Sin theory for you guys. I have put out several theories in the past. You guys seem to really enjoy them, and today I have another one. We've kind of talked about it briefly in my episode 8 recap. I briefly mentioned it, and a lot of you in the comments seem to agree with me, so let's expand on it a little bit. Spoiler warning for Dexter Original Sin. If you're not caught up, there will be some spoilers for episode 8, so come back to this later if you're not caught up. So Gio Martino is Deb's sort of boyfriend. He's been in the season for a while. I think he might have been introduced in episode 3. I could be wrong, but I have a theory that he might be revealed to be Hector Estrada's son. That is, of course, the man who kills Laura Moser, Dexter and Brian's mother. He is the kingpin of the drug cartel, and Laura was kind of working for him, but also working as Harry Morgan's CI. She got caught being a snitch, and he kills her. Clue number 1 for Gio potentially being his son. First of all, I think they look exactly alike. These actors for Gio and Hector look so similar. So every time I see the both of them, I'm just like, yeah, they have to be related. And obviously Gio is this sort of shady character. None of us have really known what is up with Gio. Something's up with him. Some people thought that maybe he would be the NHI killer. Obviously that turned out to be Brian Moser, which I did a theory video for that a week ago. If you're new here and haven't seen it, definitely go check it out. Turned out to be correct, but I'm sure a lot of you here are returning viewers and have already seen it. Not only is Gio shady in general, but he's obviously a drug dealer. We kind of learned this in episode 8. He goes to Bimini to do something, and Deb sees a bunch of guys loading these boxes of something onto his boat, which Deb discovers stored underneath a seat on the boat, and Gio gets pissed off and kicks her off the boat. So obviously it was something shady. Definitely has to be drugs. And earlier in episode 8, he tells Deb that I have to go to Bimini to pick up something for my dad.
Have to take the boat to Bimini. Little business trip. Pick something up for my dad. You?
If he's picking up drugs for his dad could definitely be Hector Estrada, who is a drug dealer. Now, in the original Dexter show, I believe Estrada was arrested in 1974. It's unclear when he went to jail, but in season 2, Jimenez had been in witness protection for about 34 years, which would mean Estrada had been to jail for a similar amount of time, because Jimenez testified against him, and that is what got Estrada locked up. So I think Estrada has been in jail since 1974, but maybe his son is carrying on for him to keep the operation going. I mean, criminals control things from jail all the time. We see it all the time in movies, and it happens in real life. Estrada can somehow have a connection to the outside world, and his son, Gio, is carrying on his legacy and carrying on this drug operation. Obviously, Gio has a lot of money. He's super rich. Look at his place that he lives. We also see Hector Estrada's house in a flashback with Laura, and he is clearly very wealthy. So he obviously inherited that from his father and is continuing this whole operation even if Estrada is in jail. Now, something I want to point out is in episode 8, when Gio and Deb are in his apartment and he invites Deb to come with him to Bimini to pick up whatever he has to for his dad, right before this scene ends, the camera lingers on this snake sculpture. And I figured that this will come into play later. Maybe we will see it in a flashback at Hector Estrada's house, where we can then make the connection that they're related. Now, a couple of you in my comment section, when I mentioned this theory in my past video, you guys said that the red gems on the snake's eyes reminds you of Ferrer's ring, Dexter's second victim from episode 3, I think it was. And that is a great clue. When I went back to look at Ferrer's ring, I really couldn't tell if it was a snake or not, But in episode 7, Batista confirms that it is a snake ring.
See that snake ring? Belongs to Tony Ferrer.
So there is absolutely a connection there. However, I don't think Ferrer is Gio's father, because Ferrer is dead. He died in episode 3, and in episode 8, Gio says, I have to pick up something for my dad. So if Ferrer was his father's dead. So I don't think he's his father, but I do definitely think there's a connection, because obviously Ferrer's business had to do with money as well. He loans people a lot of money, and when they can't pay him back, he kills them. So I definitely could see Ferrer involved with the cartel, and that's where he gets all his money from. But I don't think he's Gio's dad, because he's dead, and Gio had to pick up something for his dad. So what I did was go back to episode 7 when Laura goes to Estrada's house to meet with him. You know, when she gets into the pool naked so that he knows that she's not wearing a wire. I went back to that scene to examine Estrada's house and see if we can see the snake sculpture. Now, I didn't find the exact one, but if you look in the background of this shot, there are 2 little snake sculptures. So that is another connection there. Gio had a snake sculpture, and so did Hector Estrada. I think that's a major clue right there, but what do you guys think? Leave a comment. Now, I was also thinking, what's up with Gio's name? Because in episode 8, Dexter does some research on the computer to track down Gio, and we see that his last name is Martino. Obviously, it's not Estrada. So then I was thinking maybe he goes by his mother's last name. But on the computer screen, you can see listed is his father and his mother. And his father apparently has the same exact name, Gio Martino. So when I saw that, I was like, oh man, that means Estrada's not Gio's dad. But I don't know, maybe he goes by an alias. Maybe Estrada had to change his name at one point and go under an alias before the cops arrested him. Maybe Hector Estrada changed his name to Gio Martino. I don't know. It's a fictional show. Anything is possible. Clearly crazy things are going down in the show. Dexter uses different names at different times, and after the events of the original show, he completely changes his identity and starts a new life under an alias. So maybe Hector did that too at one point in his life, and that is the name that is on Gio's birth certificate for his father. Maybe Hector Estrada went under an alias. I don't know. Leave your thoughts down below and let me know what you think about that. Now, what would he want with Deb? Is it just a coincidence that he met Deb or Morgan? Or, like I said, this show is revealing things that we didn't know before. Maybe the way that Estrada killed Laura for snitching, he wants revenge on Harry also for being the cop who tried to take him down for a whole year or longer. So he's messing with his daughter. I don't know. I just think the clues are there. I feel like something's up. Also, on the boat in episode 8, Deb says to him, "Who are you?" Obviously, she meant that, how did you get to have this extravagant life? But it could be a subtle little message to us, who is this guy? Is he actually someone else? Estrada's son. I just think the fact that Gio and Estrada look exactly alike is crazy. Gio's obviously a drug dealer, just like Estrada. He said, I have to pick up something for my dad. And then this snake sculpture, I think there's something more to it. Hector also had 2 little snake sculptures, and also with the red gem, looking like Ferrer's ring, there might be a connection there as well. Like Ferrer also works for the cartel. But that is it for today. That is yet another Dexter Original Sin theory for you guys. I think Gio might be revealed as Estrada's son, but what do you think? Leave a comment down below. Give this video a like if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to the channel if you're new here, and make sure you turn on all notifications so that you don't miss out on future Dexter theories like this one, because I probably will have a few more before this season is over, and then especially with Dexter Resurrection coming out in June of this year, I'm definitely going to be covering that show as well. So you won't want to miss it. But thank you so much, and I will see you guys next time.